Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Doc Rivers says he doesn't get enough credit for winning 3 games in a playoff series where he blew 3-1 leads. No one tells the real story, and I'm fine with that. It's unfair in some ways. I don't get enough credit for winning those 3 games. I get credit for losing. I always say, what if we had lost to Houston in 6? No one cares. One thing that I'm proud of is that we've never been swept. All coaches have been swept in the playoffs. My team achieved. A lot of them overachieved, and I'm proud of that. Did he say this out loud?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hold on. He said this so somebody could write it?
But is this really his quote? I mean,
yeah,
are we happy about losing? But the fact that we didn't get swept, is that satisfying? Is this some type of moral victory or something?
It's more embarrassing that you had a 3-1 lead and you couldn't win another game.
Hey, I just want to know how you feel about it.
But they know how. Come on, man, dog. Yeah. Dog, you know what? I wouldn't even say nothing. I said, yeah, hey, that's on me. Yes, I've had 3-1 lead in 5 or 6 series and we weren't able to get it done.
Yeah.
I've got to do a better job of putting my players in position so we can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never, ever said I don't get enough credit for winning 3 games because it's not a best of 5. Right. Doc, you came in and there used to be a best of 5. As a matter of fact, I'm old enough to remember there used to be a best of 3. Yes, there were a best of 3. And because you had a best of 3, a best of 5. The Eastern Western Conference was the best of 7. So was the NBA Finals. So, Doc, if you had won 3 games in a best of 5, you got a ton of credit.
Yeah.
But in a 7-game series, it's the first to 4, not the first to 3. Doc said that. Doc said that out loud.
I'm just, you know, also, I'm just want to ask you, do you really think this is his quote? Is it from a reliable source?
Yes, him. He's talking. Yes. It's in quotes. Yeah, that's what he said. It's to Mark Spears. He said, no one tells the real story, and I'm fine with that. It's unfair in some ways. I don't get enough credit for getting those 3 wins. You don't get credit for winning games. You get credit for winning series.
Right.
If it's the NCAA, you get credit for winning games.
One
but
shot.
Not in a series, not where it takes 4. Come on, Doc. Doc is too much of a student of the game. Doc has too much basketball high-level IQ to ever say something like this to have it printed. Lord have mercy.
Uh-oh.
Ocho, that would be the equivalent of DQ said, hey, I don't get enough credit for having a 28-3 lead on the Patriots. I don't get enough credit for that. Because I did have a lead. You know How many coaches ever had a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl? What good is that? You lost.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That's the same thing when the Oilers had that big lead against Buffalo. Yeah. A lead? You're talking about a lead. Not winning the game, but we had a lead. It's even more embarrassing that in a first to 4, you won 3 games and you lost the series still. This episode of Nightcap is brought to you by Cologuard, a non-invasive colon cancer screening test. Did you know colon cancer is considered one of the most preventable yet least prevented cancers? When caught in the early stages, colon cancer has a survival rate of 90%. So screening and early detections are key to reducing overall colon cancer deaths. That's why the American Cancer Society recommends that if you're at average risk, you begin screening for colon cancer at age 45. And a convenient way to do that is with Cologuard test. The Cologuard test allows you to be in control of your colon cancer screening through prescription-based tests delivered to your door with none of the prep that's required for a colonoscopy. No liquid prep, no days off, no invasive procedures. Plus, Cologuard test is affordable. Most insured patients pay $0, and a follow-up colonoscopy is needed after a positive Cologuard test, this is usually covered by insurance also. So if you're 45 years of older and at average risk, you can ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with a Cologuard test. You can also request a Cologuard prescription today at Cologuard.com/podcast. The Cologuard test is intended to screen adults 45 and older at average risk for colorectal cancer. Do not use Cologuard test if you have had adenemas, have inflammatory bowel disease, and certain hereditary syndromes, or personal or family history of colorectal cancer. The Cologuard test is not a replacement for colonoscopies. High-risk patients' Cologuard test in adults 45 to 49 is estimated based on a large clinical study of patients 50 and older. False positives and false negatives can occur. Cologuard is available by prescription only.
Dang. I don't know. I need more context to the conversation, because the way it's being worded, it doesn't sound like, come on, Doc, would you really say something like that? Would you work more credit for winning?
Because he has the most blown 3-1 leads in NBA history. He's saying y'all not giving me credit for winning 3 games.
Nah, that ain't.
Ain't nobody. Who get credit?
Hold up, that ain't the way it worked though. In nothing you do in life.
He had against the Celtics in 23, a 3-2 lead, lost. 2020 against the Nuggets in the bubble, 3-1 lead, lost. 2015, the Rockets. He was at the Clippers at the time, lost. 2012 against the Heat, 3-2 lead, lost. 2010 against the Lakers, 3-2, lost. 2009 against the Magic, 3-2, lost. 2003 Pistons, 3-1, lost.
My goodness. Yeah, listen.
What are we supposed to do with that, Ocho?
The difficulties of being a coach. The difficulties of being a head coach at the highest level.
Here's the question. The question Mark Spears asked him, how do you deal with all the criticism you've received from the media and on social media from losing 3-1 series leads 4 times? Doc quote was a direct response to what he was asked by Mark J. Spears.
Yeah.
How do you feel with all the criticism you've received from the media and on social media? So I guess ain't nobody else criticized him, huh? You don't think other coaches talk about, damn, Doc? You don't think players say, so what you think? I get it. Blaming the media.
Right.
Blame social media. So, but we're the only ones. Ain't no player. As a matter of fact, what happened when he lost the Clippers 3-1 lead? I guess management blamed him too. They got him up out of there.
Got it there, yeah.
Okay, Philly, what did they do? They got him up out of there. So I guess it ain't just the media and social media.
So I have
his bosses.
So hold on now. Now I have a question. I think now the opportunities given when it comes to the NFL is a little bit different as opposed to the NBA. Now he continues to get jobs for a reason.
Exactly. So you can't say.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He's a great coach. He has to be great at something there that he does, because there's a reason you continue to have all these jobs despite the losses that are happening at important times, at the wrong times.
Yeah.
And they're letting you go, but you get a job somewhere else right away like it's nothing. So there's something special about him.
Right.
I don't like that answer though.
Hell no, nobody likes that answer.
Think if he could take it back, if he can read the quote now with a little bit of clarity and understand.
What you mean?
And let me finish. I guarantee he'll word it different. He'll word it differently. Because if I'm telling you, see how you in your right state of mind is sitting here reading it and then getting better context.
He wasn't drunk.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Let's put up, because we want to put some more comments, because you think he was taken out of context. He had no idea.
Oh no, I know it wasn't, because once you told me what the question was, that gave me a better understanding. It was a direct question, so the answer in the quote was literally direct, based on sometimes they leave.
Okay, how about this here? It is what it is. It's a part of my legacy. There's nothing I can do about it. I got a team that was an 8 seed up 3-1. That's coaching. That's not bad coaching. There are several 8 seeds that have actually won. The Denver Nuggets was the first 8 seed. They beat the Seattle Supersonics, who was the number 1 seed, but we'll talk about that later. The one with the Clippers is the only one that got away. But people don't realize that Chris Paul was running on one leg in 2015 with the Clippers. And we also, the underdog in that series, when you think about it, Houston had home court, not us. So it was good enough. You beat them twice on their home court to get a 3-1 lead.
Right.
So he was on one leg. So one leg got you a 3-1 lead. One leg couldn't get you another win. Okay. Okay, how about this? We didn't have home court. Well, it goes road to your first two games if you're the underdog. That means the first two games at their home. So that means in order for you to get a 3-1 lead, you had to have won one game on their court.
Exactly.
It's on your resume, Doc. I think the best thing could have said, "Hey, look, it's a part of me. I wish maybe I could have done something different.
Right.
Called different plays, put players in different situations. But to say I don't get enough credit for winning 3 games when it's a 4-game series, when it's a 7-game series, and it's the first to 4, not the first to 3, he got to miss me with that one.
Yeah.
He got to miss me with that one. So."